I'm Matt with etrailer. If you have a 2024 Ford Expedition and you're looking for a way to help reduce any squatting that you might be getting out of your vehicle, then the SuperSprings Coil Springs are going to be a great option for you. So let's check them out. So the situation we're in today is we have a cargo carrier on the back of our vehicle, and this is adding a lot of weight. Right now we got some water, rocks, sand, and other type of stuff, and this is a little bit over 200 pounds. And right now that's causing our vehicle to squat just about an inch, which isn't too much of a bad thing, but if you're really loading this up a lot more, then you might be facing more squatting, or if you have a lot of people just in the back of your vehicle, you might be facing a similar issue. So what we're going to do next is try to install some of these coil springs to try to level our vehicle out. So let's kind of kick off the installation. So right now I do have my vehicle jacked up. I got some jack stands underneath it, and it's also chocked, and I have the parking brake on, just give me a little bit extra safety. And the reason why we do have this elevated up is just so we have a little more space in between our springs back here. I also took the tire off, so it's a little bit easier for you to see. It's also going to be a little bit easier for me to get to. So let's kind of start off, and what I recommend doing is just grabbing some soapy water, some shop towels, and kind of clearing off these springs. Because it's going to do a few things for us. It's going to get off any of that gunk that might be on here at the moment, and it's also going to help our springs just slide into place a little bit easier. So just make sure you get that all cleared off, then we can start putting them on. And with these springs, that is going to be top and bottom. So this one with the larger cutout is going to be your bottom, and this one with the smaller one is going to be the top. And when you're throwing them on, what you're really doing is kind of starting with one side and just working your way across. And trying to get it underneath that spring until it lines up. After a little bit of work, I got it started now. The trick to this is putting the front end in at an angle and then rotating it until it's lining up with each one of those springs there. And then you're just going to push it into place, kind of lining it up with those grooves. Here at the very end, it's still a little bit off. I'm going to pull it back some, kind of put my thumb in there. Now it's lined up, and push it into place. Now here at the moment, it's up a little bit high. So once I have that completely on there, I'm going to start backing it up some. There we go. Use my palm here, and then push against it until it's properly seated. And then I'm going to start lowering this down until it's a little bit more centered. And the trick to that is just applying pressure to one side of it, like that. I like to just grab one end. You can try to grab the sides of it, but just pushing on the end of the spring will help get into place. And if you need to, you can come back with some soapy water, just spray on it to help guide it off or on. And that's pretty much it. After that, you just repeat this on the other side. Make sure you put your tires back down or on and load this back into place. Now we got everything back in place, and Asher just took my measurement of the back to see how much this was dropping by. And before, like I said, this was dropping by about an inch. Now it's only dropping by about 1/4 of an inch. So you can see there's a big difference when we do have something on the back of our vehicle. And that's not only one of the things I like about this, that it's going to enhance really your towing or whatever you're hauling behind you experience, but it's also going to be really easy to install. And on top of that, there's not going to be any maintenance you really have to do or upkeep with these. Now, like with something with airbags, those are so nice because you can adjust that to fit your needs to whatever load you have. These you just throw in, and then you don't have to really mess with them, and you can really just forget about them. And I mentioned some other type of suspension enhancements like airbags, but actually for the Expeditions, there's not a whole lot of options out there. And really your coil springs might only be the only thing that you can put on here. So there might not be that room to really negotiate to put something on here, but I think they're still going to do a great job with your ride quality or when you're making your turns or when you have a load on the back of your vehicle. And just let us know how you're using yours, how that towing experience is, what you're hauling behind you, and whether or not it's made a big difference in that experience or not. But that's just a look at the SumoSpring Coil Springs on the back of our 2024 Ford Expedition. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.